In Seattle today, the temperature is 25 degrees. The wind 10 miles an hour. The wind chill factor is 9 degrees. But inside the Kingdome, it is snug and warm on this Christmas Eve. Today's game is brought to you by Dodge Cars and Ram Tough Dodge Trucks. Dodge, an American revolution. By E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. And by Kodak Film. Christmas never looked so good. Happy holidays, everybody. I'm Charlie Jones, and this is Bob Greasy. Bob, you've been in playoff games many times. How is it different from a regular season game?
Charlie, the players try to make it like another game, but obviously it's sudden death, and therein lies the pressure, and the players will feel some pressure today.
Let's go to our advantage rating on this ball game. We rate in 3 categories from 1 to 10, 1 being low, 10 being high. First, the offense.
The offense, I give the advantage 7-5 to Seattle. Denver's offense is 26th of 28 teams in the National Football League. They like to throw the ball first and run second. Seattle's offense is a little different. They like to run the football, and Kurt Warner is very big in their offense.
Now let's move to the defense. Here, Denver has the edge 7-6. One of the reasons being Denver is always a good defensive team. The margin could be bigger, except for the fact that Seattle's defense played so well last week against New England.
The special teams really are something special. 2 of the finest. I rate it 8-7 in favor of Seattle. Good return people, good kickers. The advantage because Seattle has such good coverage on their punt and kickoff return.
So our total shows 21-19, Seattle with the advantage. But the key category is Denver's offense. If they can generate an offense in this ball game, they can win. Now let's move to the key factors. What will it take to win?
For Denver offensively, they have to protect the quarterback. Obviously, they like to throw the football. DeBerg is playing. He's been hurt. They have to protect him.
For Seattle's defense, well, they must contain Steve Watson, a great wide receiver. Watson can be the game breaker. They have to shut him down. Now let's look at the matchup the other way.
For Seattle's offense, the key is get the ball to Kurt Warner and Steve Largent. No surprise there. They like to hit you up the middle, hit you in the middle, hit you in the middle with Warner, and then knock you out with Largent.
So it becomes very simple for Denver's defense. They can't stop both. First of all, you stop the run. They have to stop Kurt Warner. He could run away with the ball game. What they must do then is force the Seattle quarterback, Dave Craig, to throw when he doesn't want to throw. For the quarterback in the booth, a wild card game, what is the fun factor?
The fun factor, Charlie, my first playoff game was in Miami, and it really unified the entire city of Miami. The same feeling is here in Seattle. Everybody wants to do well in the playoffs. The players are up and excited, and certainly the fans are here. It's going to be interesting and fun for me to watch how the fans and the enthusiasm they'll bring to this stadium react to the Seattle players and also, and more importantly, to the Denver players.
A sellout crowd here in the Kingdome, and you will be seeing the wave as it will roll through the crowd, and as the players for the Seahawks say, it is awesome. Steve DeBerg, number 17. Shoulder separation November the 6th, third quarter here in the Kingdome. He was sacked by Jacob Green. He is starting that big pad on the left side. And of course, Dave Craig, his 9th start this year, his 15th career start for the Seattle Seahawks. The head coaches, Chuck Knox. He's been in the playoffs many times. This is the 8th time in his 11 years as a head coach. For Dan Reeves, he was in the playoffs with the Cowboys, but his first time as a head coach. Seattle won the toss. They will be receiving. Rich Carlos will be kicking off for the Denver Broncos. Zach Dixon and David Hughes are set for the return. The second season is underway. 7-yard line, Zach Dixon. Zach's to the 20, to the 30. Out of bounds. 38-yard line, 30 yards on the return. Wilbur Myers is the man who got it. The quarterback is Dave Craig from Milton College. They do not have a football team. The college doesn't exist anymore. Leading rusher in the conference. Could run away with it. He is a great one. The rookie Kurt Warner. Cullen Bryant primarily there to block. Stability for the offense. Wide receiver Paul Johns. Also excellent return man. Largent, game breaker. Tight end Charlie Young. Again, playoff experience, the 11-year veteran. First down, Seattle. Largent in motion. No surprise, Kurt Warner. 41-yard line, gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Offensively, Ron Essick at left tackle. Edwin Bailey at left guard. Reggie McKenzie can play, though. Blair Bush, the center. Robert Pratt on the right side, along with Steve August. Second down and 7. 41-yard line, Seattle in their own territory as we peek into the huddle. Dave Craig has to have a few butterflies, Bob.
Oh, you know he is a little bit nervous today, but he'll get over them after a series or two.
Kurt Warner. Little surge at the end. May have picked up the first down to the 49-yard line. 7, maybe 8 yards. Let's see where they mark it. Rulon Jones with the tackle. They're going to spot it very close to the first down change. Red Cashin, the referee. No, they want the change to come out. We talked about Dave Craig, played at Milton in Wisconsin. Well, Anthony Earl, the governor of the state of Wisconsin, has proclaimed today Dave Craig Day in the state of Wisconsin. And of course, Rudy Gadini, his former coach, has joined the celebration back where it is cold outside. First down. Defensively for the Denver Broncos, Barney Chavis at left end. Reuben Carter to start at nose tackle. Don Latimer will also be in there, of course, and Rulon Jones. The linebackers, Jim Ryan outside. Moving inside, Steve Busick. Pro Bowler Randy Gradishar, who's retiring at the end of the season. And always exciting, Tom Jackson. Here's Warner. Cut off outside. Comes back in. Still picks up about 4 yards on the play. Denver, 48-yard line, maybe the 47. Second down and 6. Let's look at the secondary for the Denver Broncos. Louis Wright, Pro Bowler on the left corner. Mike Harden, he has been tough on the right side. Key man in the secondary, Dennis Smith, strong safety, 4 interceptions. He has 5 sacks, and Steve Foley, very solid at free safety.
Last play, Charlie, for the Seahawks was a quick snap. They got out the line of scrimmage and they snapped the ball. A good call. It makes the Bronco defense get set a little sooner.
First 3 plays, Kurt Warner. Craig to throw. Fires over the middle. Passes complete. Tight end Charlie Young. First down. You'll be hearing from the sellout crowd here at the Kingdom. First down. 38-yard line of Denver.
And a good call by Chuck Knox, getting the first pass under Craig's belt. Obviously a little bit nervous coming into his first playoff game. An easy pass, an easy read. Let me complete it and go on to some tougher ones later.
The crowd could be a factor. It could be the home dome advantage for the Seahawks. The remaining back is Kurt Warner. Cuts inside. Defense thinks that he has him stopped. Maybe for a loss of a yard, he manages to pick up 5. To the 33, second down and 5. Kurt Warner, the rookie out of Penn State, leading rusher in the conference, 6 100-yard games. And Seattle has won all 6 of those ball games. Chuck Knox, that is Chick Harris, the coach with him. He sends in, flashes in the offensive signal. Let's call it second down and 6 at the 34. Warner straight at the middle, inside the 20-yard line. 19-yard line, gain of 14, gain of 15, first down.
It's a good look at the lines, the offensive lines. Walker pulling out. This play goes right at the middle. It's surprising when you get into the statistics and find out where Warner is running the football. You think he's running wide a lot because he's got such great speed. As we look at the blocking right here, great block.
Blair Bush.
The reason being he runs inside so well. Very successful.
Here's Warner again. 3 yards to the 16. He's second down and 7. A scramble for the ball at the bottom of the pile. Seahawks helping the officials. Kurt Warner, 36 yards, 6 carries, a 6-yard average to open up the ball game. 4.3 yards, his average over the regular season. Pete Metzelaars, one of the tight ends in the contest.
The opening drive, no surprise for the Seahawks. Chuck Knox wanted to get his ground game established. Kurt Warner carrying the ball most of the time. When they do throw, it's short and safe to get the offense on track, get them moving down the field.
Spotted at the 17-yard line, so it is 2nd down and 8. This is the 8th play of the drive. Charlie Young, the tight end, in motion. Great time, end zone, touchdown.
He's looking for Largent the whole way, throws the ball inside away from Louis Wright. And we'll take another look at it. Largent has had a lot of success over the years against number 20 Louis Wright. Louis got him pretty well covered. The throw is right there.
Norm Johnson to attempt the point after. Bush with the snap, Zorn with the hold. It is good. 10 minutes, 18 seconds left to go. First quarter. The Seahawks lead it 7-0. Craig to Larson, the combination. 62 yards in the drive, 8 plays, took just over 4.5 minutes.
They hit him in the middle, they hit him in the middle, they hit him in the middle, and then they knocked him out with Largent.
Just like you said they would do. Norm Johnson to kick up either to Zach Thomas or Steve Wilson. Steve Wilson to the 20. 24-yard line. Mark Hicks with the tackle. 20 yards on the return. So Denver will move on offense for the first time in the ball game with Steve DeBerg returning at quarterback. Sammy Winder, when Denver wins, he gets about 99 yards a game. Very steady at the other running back is Nathan Poole. The rookie from San Diego State, Clint Sampson, he's a burner. Key man in the offense, Steve Watson. Big play man. Ron Egloff more as a blocker. We don't expect him to catch that many balls. First down Denver, their own 24. Nathan Poole stopped by free safety John Harris. And the wave starts to roll. Section by section around the Kingdom. Gain of 4 on the last play. To the 28, 2nd down and 6. DeBerg to throw on 2nd down. He goes deep to Watson. No flag. Overthrow. Dave Brown. Single coverage.
Interesting the different starts as we look at the offensive line of the Broncos.
Dave Studdard on the left side along with Keith Bishop. He'll also be the snapper. The center is Bill Bryant. On the right side, Paul Howard and Ken Lanier. 3rd down and 6 Denver. On offense, they face their first crucial play. Steve DeBerg in his 7th year. Extra men in the secondary. 3 wide receivers. From the shotgun. Incomplete. Jesse Miles, the intended receiver. Don Dufek picked him up in the secondary. It will be 4th down and 6. First punt of the ball game. An inauspicious start for the Denver offense.
Well, it's tough to come up here and play. You know, the fans are yelling and screaming, and it's very tough offensively to get something going with that noise. But it's interesting, the contrast of the two offensive series. Denver coming out, throwing the ball down the field, deep down the field. Seattle comes out, throws the short stuff, gets the offense moving.
Luke Prestridge will be kicking to Paul Johns. Up on the wing, Kenny Easley and Gregory Johnson. Paul Johns, third in the conference in punt returns. It is low, hangs up pretty good. The nose turns over and comes down at the 27-yard line. Johns to the 35, good return, 40, spins away. Returns to the 46-yard line. Ken Woodard, special teams MVP for the Broncos, made the tackle. The punt, 45 yards. The return, 19 yards. We'll be back in just a moment. 9 minutes and 5 seconds. Time remaining. We're in the first quarter. Seattle leading Denver by a score of 7-0. Dave Craig to Steve Largent, 17-yard touchdown pass, 62-yard drive in 8 plays. Seattle from their own 46. Kurt Warner and Cullen Bryant, the running backs. Cullen Bryant. Power inside across the 50, a gain of 5 to the Denver 49. It'll be second down and 5. Reuben Carter, the nose tackle, the man who brought him down.
As you can see from the graphic there, Cullen, only 27 rushes all year. He's not going to be carrying the ball very much, but you have to run him every now and then just to try and keep the defense honest. Of course, Denver's saying, you ain't fooling us. We're going to keep looking for Warner.
Good ball handler. In the NFL, he has handled the ball 1,121 times in his career. Only 10 fumbles. Second down, 5. Craig going deep. Incomplete. Paul Johns, intended receiver. Steve Foley, Mike Harton with the cover.
As you saw Dave just throw his hands up and say, well, it was worth a shot. Really, there was a safety deep in the middle of the field. Foley was back there. I think they was expecting some other coverage and didn't get it, because here we'll take a look at it. See Foley, 43 at the bottom of your screen. He will be back deep in the secondary. Tries to look him off, throws the ball deep downfield. Foley is in pretty good shape. Johns is a big play man, averaging 20 yards a reception.
Craig completing 2 of 3 for 17 yards and a touchdown. Mark it at the 50, not the 49. Third down and 6. First sack of the ball game, Ken Woodard. Woodard coming from an outside linebacker spot. Got to Dave Craig. Now, Craig is sacked a lot. Bob talked about that.
Indecision as to reading the coverages downfield. His feet start moving around, and sometimes it's not the offensive line's fault, but rather the quarterback. Problem with Elway earlier, not being able to read and not wanting to get rid of the football. That was a good example of David Craig holding it on too long. Should have got rid of it.
Lost at 11, 4th and 17. Jeff West to kick. The nose turns over, comes down, a good carry on it to the 18-yard line. Here's Zach Thomas, tripped up. Eric Lane, captain of the special teams, made the tackle. 43 yards on the kick. 6-yard return. Hang time 4.6 seconds. Here in the Kingdome, a very comfortable 72 degrees. The wind chill factor, 72 degrees. We just checked Mile High Stadium in Denver, where this ball game might have been played. The temperature is 0, the wind at 8 miles an hour, and you saw the wind chill factor minus 22.
It's a little bit
different. Like no. Sammy Winder, Nathan Poole in the backfield. Steve DeBerg, the quarterback. This is Winder. Good surge by the right side of the offensive line. Jeff Bryant with the tackle for the Seahawks. A gain of 6 to the 30. Second down and 4.
Sammy Winder having a good year, Charlie, as far as a running back in a pass-oriented offense is concerned, over 750 yards, and is really the key man as far as carrying the load on the ground for the Broncos.
Winder, the ball carrier. Winder, you may notice, has tape on his right thumb. Joe Nash leads the defense. He has a fractured thumb. He'll have it operated on after the season is over, but what it does, it takes Winder, you can see the tape on his right hand, it takes him out of the pass offense as a receiver. It's okay when he takes a handoff, but they're not that sure when he is receiving.
I like his headwear, too.
Nice as a helmet.
But a lot more comfortable.
Third down and 1, gain of 3, 33-yard line. Egloff in motion, reverses. Winder, first down. Grinding to the 40-yard line, gain of 7. John Harris with the tackle. First down of the ball game for the Denver Broncos. So they're going back to what you were talking about, grinding it out.
Well, I think as we see it again, it's just an I formation, straight blocking, and he's going to pick his hole. Winder sees it, back door, starts off to his left, breaks to his right, just gets a needed yardage, but it's a big first down, something to build on for the Broncos.
Gerald Wilhite replacing Winder. Denver at their own 40. Wilhite. 44-yard line, gain of 4, second down 6. Joe Nash with the tackle. 5 minutes, 38 seconds. Time remaining first quarter. Seattle leads 7-0. 17-yard, Craig to Largent pass. And the wave rolls on.
It always rolls when the other team has the ball, Charlie. Very tough to hear in the huddle, not to mention at the line of scrimmage if you want to audibilize.
Winder back in the ballgame. Fake to Sammy. Here's the reverse. Clint Sampson. First down. Seattle 48-yard line. Gain of 8, needed 6. Kenny Easley chased him out. Sampson. There's Kenny Easley, Pro Bowler. He'll be a starter. Sampson, San Diego State, rookie. Didn't play that much for the latter part of the season. This is his 5th start. Gets Cleveland, big ball game. 2 touchdown receptions from Elway of 49 and 39 yards.
And opposite Watson, who gets a lot of the double coverage, Sampson could be getting some single coverage and some big plays later on.
Winder. Sammy to the 40, breaks it down the sideline. Caught from behind. Kenny Easley and Dave Brown with the tackle. A gain of 35 yards. All the way to the 13.
What they did, they put both wide receivers to the right and run back toward the left side where there's no cornerback over there. Good blocking all the way. Easily 45 was blocked out of the play. Had to try and catch up. It's a big play for the Broncos. Running, they need to get some running game going so they can start throwing a football.
At the Seattle 13-yard line, Denver trailing 7-0. First down. Wilhite to the 7-yard line, gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4. Are you surprised that Denver is running this much on this drive?
Well, I am, Charlie. I'm a little bit surprised, but I think what Seattle is expecting is a lot of passes. You know, these two teams know each other very well. This is the 5th time they've played this year, going back to the first game in January 2nd of this year. But they know each other very well. They started off with an unbalanced line. Seattle started a little differently. I think they're going to pull a few tricks out later on in the game.
Second down and 4, 7-yard line. Again, staying on the ground. They have stayed on the ground throughout this drive. Joe Norman with the tackle, the ball carrier, Sammy Winder. See where they mark it. He may lose a yard on the play.
Take a look at the line charge. Egloff, 85. Classic 62 coming out. Good position by Easley, stacks it up, doesn't let him get outside. Then the linebackers come and make the tackle inside. Good defensive play.
Loss of a yard to the 8. Third down and 5. Denver wants a timeout. Third down and 5 at the Seattle 8-yard line, trailing 7-0 in the ball game. First quarter, time remaining 3:44. Chuck Knox, head coach of the Seahawks. Seattle on the far side. The ball is on the 8-yard line. This is the 9th play of the drive. Denver running the ball on every down. Seattle expecting them to throw, have 7 defensive backs in the ball game. 3rd down and 5 at the Seattle 8. Drop on movement on the left side. I believe Keith Bishop came up too soon. Flags are down. Little pushing and shoving on the offensive right side. Ball start against Keith Bishop.
And that'll give coaches gray hairs when you get down there, 3rd and 5, very makeable. The legal procedure backs you up to 3rd and 10 or 11. It's a lot more difficult to make 3rd and 11 than it is to make 3rd and 5 or 6.
Setting up too early. Number 54 on the offense. Still 3rd down.
Red Cashin, the referee, in his crew today. 77 years of NFL experience. The call on Keith Bishop. 3rd down and 10 at the 13. DeBerg for the shotgun. Steps forward, pass is there, touchdown Denver. Jesse Miles, complete name, Jesse James Miles, college, LSU, major criminal justice. Trying to steal the ball game here.
Take a look from behind DeBerg. Just sets up, he's looking to the right side all the way. Good protection. Miles goes out, breaks back inside. No, I got to really wonder who he was throwing that ball to, Charlie. It looked like it was going to Wilhite coming across. But you know what? DeBerg will never tell you who he was throwing it to.
For the tie, Rich Carlin. Prestridge with the hold. Bishop with the snap. It is good. The score, Denver 7, Seattle 7, with 3:38 left to go. We're in the first quarter, and we'll be back with the kickoff.
Let's take another look at this touchdown. 7 defensive backs in the secondary. Here is Miles here. These wide receivers will go down and clear out. Miles will come down, break to the outside, and come back in. Who almost gets in the way is Wilhite as he's coming across. Let's take a look at it. DeBerg is looking to his right the entire time, so I really think he was really looking for Miles as we see him break out, come back in against man-to-man coverage. The ball was almost tipped by Wilhite, could have deflected it, and they wouldn't have had the touchdown.
There you saw the drive. Carlos kicking off. Zach Dixon and David Hughes are back. This is Zach Dixon on the return. 25-yard line. 12 yards on the return for Zach. He is 4th in the conference in kickoff returns. The barefoot kicker, Rich Carlin of the Denver Broncos. In that cold, cold cave in Kansas City, he did kick with a sock.
At least he's got some common sense.
That's right. The ball game now tied at 7-7. 3:29 left to go. We're in the first quarter. Seattle at their own 25-yard line. Kurt Warner and Cullen Bryant are the setbacks. Kurt Warner, Bryant the lead blocker. Just a couple of yards to the 27. It will be 2nd down and 8. Don Latimer with the tackle, now in at nose tackle for the Bronco defense.
Both teams have settled down now, Charlie. Offensively, they've both been on the field twice. They both have a touchdown. They both have run the ball pretty well, and both quarterbacks now have thrown for touchdown passes. We've seen a little bit something new from each team. Like we said before, they play each other a lot of times. Now they're settling down, getting into the flow of the ball game.
2nd down and 8, 27-yard line. Play action, faking the run, holding the linebackers. Dave Craig, a very resourceful quarterback. Steve Busek hitting along the sideline. See where the officials are going to spot him out at the 33. So it's a gain of 6. It will be 3rd down and 2. Game kind of settling in and quieting down a bit right now.
Well, both teams now have their feet on the ground. Defensively, they've both played well for a series, and offensively, they've both played well. Now, the game is up for grabs. As far as momentum, who's going to take charge?
Dan Dornick is in, 3rd down and 2. Key to 3rd down situation. Quarterback draw, 1st down. Just across the 35-yard line. Dave Craig stopped by Jim Ryan. Officials are going to say they may want to look at a measurement. So not only is the sellout crowd here looking on to the measurement, but just about a half a block away from the Kingdome at the gathering place, the watering place, FX McCrory. Our camera is there, courtesy of King Television, and they're anticipating, watching for the marker. Then they noticed the camera light was on. King Television, our local, it's not a 1st down. I thought it was.
A lot of lights on in that place.
Yes. So it is 4th down. Zach Thomas setting up as a kick returner. Jeff West will be punting. So the gamble did not pay off.
Looked like it was a quarterback draw. It didn't look like he had any intention of throwing the football. Denver was in a blitz, so it kind of messes up the blocking assignments for the offensive line, and they just came up a little short.
2 minutes, 29 seconds, time remaining 1st quarter. Ball game tied at 7-7. Jeff West will be kicking to Zach Thomas. Thomas is 4th in punt returns in the conference. Nose stays up, ball just drops 31-yard line. Only about 3 yards on the return. Hang time 3.6 seconds. It covered 35 yards. The return was 3. Dave Brown was there.
Here the wide receivers are the people on the outside. 22 Brown, who can go down immediately as soon as the ball snapped. They didn't get him very good this time. Of course, Seattle, very good on kick coverage, and that is a prime example why.
Denver at their own 34-yard line. 1st down. Egloff in motion. Number 34, Nathan Poole. From the 34, his number to the 40-yard line. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Pro Bowler Kenny Easley with the tackle. Poole on the season, 246 yards and 81 rushes. He did score 4 touchdowns, as you saw. 2nd down and 4. Nathan Poole, a gain of 1 to the 41. 3rd down and 3. Jacob Green with the tackle on the touchdown drive of the Broncos. 76 yards in 9 plays, 8 plays on the ground, touchdown. They went to the air. It worked then. They come back running.
They come back running, and that time Jacob Green was slanting. This is what the Seahawks did last week against New England to stop their run. They slanted their line. The linebackers went the opposite direction of the slant to cover up for them. They're starting to do that now against the Broncos, who are starting to run the football. 3rd down and 3.
DeBerg from the shotgun. Inside handoff to Winder, in trouble. Flag is down. It's a guess. It might be a face mask. That's just a guess. Dufek made the stop. Yes. Now the face mask does not carry an automatic 1st down. If it is a 5-yard face mask penalty, if it is flagrant, it is of course 15.
Fans have been kind of quiet up to that point when they let out a chorus of boos, and they're not happy with that call, obviously. Chuck Knox on the left, not too excited about things at this point.
It ends up as a loss of 6 yards on the play. A loss of 11 and a minus 11 and a plus 5 for the face mask. There's debate on where the play happened. There is a look at the officiating crew today. Red Cash and the referee. I'll mention again, 77 years of experience in the National Football League. Now they mark the ball at the 41-yard line.
Face mask, number 27 on the defense. It's not an automatic first down. It's to the previous spot. Still third down.
Gregory Johnson gets the call. They move it back to the previous spot. The down goes over, so it is 3rd and 3 again.
The penalty is marked off from the spot of the foul, which was back. They marched off the 5 yards. It's still not a first down, so obviously it's 3rd and 3 or 4 again.
DeBerg looking to the sideline. Have you noticed he hasn't really thrown that much to be able to see if that shoulder is bothering him? Again, if you joined us late, shoulder separation 7 weeks ago. Pin is still in as a hockey shoulder pad. There's John Elway, possible backup for him if he does go down. How does he look?
He looks fine. He's not throwing that much.
Whistle sounded, flag is down. There were 7 seconds left on the 30-second clock. Ball start, Denver.
Setting up too early. Number 76 on the offense. It's still 3rd down.
The call against Ken Lanier. 3rd down and 8. Denver 36-yard line. 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The ball game tied at 7-7. Blitz. Steps away. Good move by DeBerg. Pass complete. Did he get it? Yes, he did. First down. Steve Wilson, number 45. His first reception. He's a defensive back.
They had a blitz that time, Charlie. They were coming at DeBerg, trying to get at him. He read it very well, threw off one of the rushing defensive men, stepped up the pocket, and threw the ball for a completion.
A gain of 12 to the 48, first down. Going to a defensive back, comes in as an extra wide receiver. At Howard, his collegiate, at his college, he was a wide receiver and a returner. Sammy Winder. From the 48 on the Denver side of the 50 to the Seattle 47, gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Kenny Easley with the stop.
Charlie, the reason they go to Wilson as a wide receiver, they only have 3 healthy wide receivers. Zach Thomas is the 3rd, and if they want to go 4, they've got to pull one of those guys on defense over. Just got to remember to wear the right colored shirt, because in practices during the week, the defense always wears an opposite colored shirt from the offense.
2nd and 5. Winder. 2 yards to the 45. It will be 3rd down and 3 when we come back, as Keith Butler made the tackle on that play. The first quarter comes to a close. Here in the Kingdome, a sellout crowd with 1 in the books. 3 to go. We are tied at 7. And in the white tux is Bill the Beerman. Oh, he has the tie and the ruffled shirt, usually just a sweatshirt underneath it with double zeros. He is the leader of the way. He starts it off. 3rd down and 3. DeBerg swing right side. Nathan Poole. No gain. Dropping a flag. Maybe against the Seahawks. Keith Butler was there for the defense, number 53. It will be against Seattle. It is not the amount of penalties. It is when they happen. It would have been 4th down and 3.
some interesting calls coming up here for the Denver Broncos. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. They're running the ball quite a bit.
First down, 30-yard
Unnecessary
line.
roughness. Hit out of bounds, number 79 of the defense.
It was against Jacob Green. Jacob says, who, me? Chuck Knox, head coach of the Seahawks. First quarter statistics, time of possession about even.
A lot of rushing, very little passing, just for the touchdowns.
Poole maybe a yard. Mark it 29-yard line. 2nd down and 9. Bruce Schultz with the tackle. Schultz, number 58, in his 2nd year out of the University of Texas, and a 2nd-round draft choice last year.
And he's really playing well. He's very big, very strong, leads the team in tackles.
There has been a change on the right side. Greg Gaines replacing Michael Jackson. Jackson, bothered by that knee injury, introduced as a starter, but we did expect that change. Game tied, 7-7, 2nd and 9. Seahawks 29-yard line. DeBerg. Deep, Watson underthrown, intercepted. Kerry Justin on the return down the sideline.
Take a look at the secondary. He's trying to throw to Watson at the bottom of the screen. Good coverage on the play. The ball is underthrown. Judson sees it the entire way, picks it up, then says, let me run for a little bit with this. Play action fake. Pressure on the quarterback. He gets hit as he's throwing the football. That's the reason for the underthrow.
Interception, 3-yard line, 45 yards on the return.
Key point, though, for DeBerg. He finally has been hit in the game. That's the first time he's taken a shot. Now he knows he can take a hit.
The greater value in an American truck is not a compact Ranger or S10. It's a full-sized Dodge.
We are Dodge, and this is how we build our trucks.
The 84 Dodge D100 with a full-size 6-cylinder engine and cargo capacity standard. More room for 3 full-sized adults, yet comparably equipped. It's list-priced hundreds less than Ranger or S10. And backed by the longest rust-through truck warranty in America.
We are Dodge. Dodge trucks are red tough.
Shot at Steve DeBerg on the sideline. He came off all right. Seems like he's into the ball game now, even though he was hit when he was throwing that football and it made it go underneath where he wanted to have it. There's the man that sacked him, Jacob Green, or caused the ball to be underthrown.
Caused the interception. Seattle from their own 48-yard line. Greg has completed 2 of 3. Play action on first down. Throw. Kurt Warner spinning like a top, but could not get out of the grasp of Tom Jackson. A gain of 6 yards. Denver 46-yard line. 2nd down and 4. 2 receptions, now 3 receptions and 4 passes. Craig is thrown for a touchdown. Previous 2 receivers were Largent, 17 yards, and to score, tight end Charlie Young for 10 yards. 2nd and 4. Kurt Warner pumping loose up the middle. Almost breaks it. 33-yard line, gain of 13. First down, Steve Busick and Steve Foley were there for the defense.
Take a look at the left guard, Bailey. He'll be pulling on this play. The fullback comes this way. Warner comes up. Watch him break a good tackle at the line of scrimmage. Good play action fake by Craig. He gets up there. Nobody has a hand on him. Good running. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Gets 10 or 15 extra yardage.
First down, 33-yard line. Here is Warner inside, outside. Comes back inside. Reuben Carter with the tackle. Gain of 2 to the 31.
One of the big advantages of playing in the Kingdome for the Seahawks is that Kurt Warner gets to run on artificial turf. He is a much better runner on the artificial than he is on grass.
The difference of the game on artificial turf than on real grass.
It's a much quicker game, Charlie. When it's on grass, it could be muddy and a heavy field. The field could be very thick. Mud could be coming up. On this field, you always have good footing, quick footing, and it's a delight for a running back.
It's a crisper ball game. Is that a good way of describing it?
Crisper and cleaner.
Second down and 8, 31-yard line. Ball game tied, 7-7. Complete. Steve Largent. 24-yard line. Gain of 7.
This is good read by the young quarterback. The tight end will start across field, drawing the strong safety with him. The weak safety goes this way. If everyone's going this way, then you want to throw the other side. Let's take a look. Craig reads the coverage. He's got one-on-one to his left side with Largent. He'll take that anytime he can get it.
And what he sees on the right side tells him that he has man coverage on the left side. So he knows as he looks to throw.
If all your defensive backs go to the right, you want to throw to the left.
Third down and 1, 24-yard line. David Hughes. First down, 15. Gain of 9. Steve Foley with the tackle at the 15. Hughes. First running play for him in the ball game.
Hughes is their designated rusher. They have 3 fullbacks, and he does a good job rushing. Warner in there, 28 blocking Louis Wright. Hughes gets around the corner and then turns it upfield, almost breaks the tackle.
Wasn't that bad a block for Warner.
Got the job done.
He occupied Louis Wright. Warner, this is what he does best. From the 15, just about the 12, we'll give him 3. It'll be second down and 7. Rulon Jones with the tackle. We're not surprised to see Seattle and Kurt Warner running the ball so much because we said he could run away with the ball game. I am surprised, though, that when Denver has the ball, that they are running that much. I thought they would be throwing more. Are they taking Denver's passing offense away from them?
No, I don't think so, Charlie. I think with DeBerg being in there and the injury that he is, I think they want to try and get a running game established, and they will as long as it's successful.
Second and 7. Warner. Leading across the 10. We'll give him 2. Barney Chavis with the tackle. Will be third down. Just inside of 5 yards to go for the first down. The ball just inside of the 10-yard line. 10 minutes, 19 seconds left to go. First half. Ball game tied at 7.
What you saw Jim Zorn doing was standing in front of Chick Harris, who was signaling in just to make sure that there's nobody on the Denver side, maybe mapping out what they're doing, stealing their signals, maybe somebody in the press box.
Third down and 5. Dornick, the remaining back. Pressure, sack. Second sack for the Broncos. Reuben Carter gets this one. And the field goal team comes in. Norm Johnson will be kicking.
Just man-to-man coverage in the secondary. Craig is trying to find someone. To his credit, there's no one open and a lot of pressure in the pocket. Like we said before, he's susceptible to sacks, and when you see the rush getting close to you, say, hey, I'll come back and play another time. Let me throw this ball away, and we'll come back some other time.
Broncos with an injured player. We've got a timeout. We'll be back in a moment. 9:50 left to go, first half.
Someday soon, you could very well have the best of everything. But you will have to begin somewhere. And the best place to begin is with the very best beer in the world. The best tasting beer wherever you go. When you think about it, why would you ever have anything else?
Come to think of it, I'll have a Heineken.
In the West, where Levi Strauss & Company began, how your clothes feel has always been just as important as how they look. That's why Levi's Action Slacks have an easy care fabric that gives, plus a waistband that moves with you. It's a feeling of comfort that's capturing more men every day. Levi's Action Slacks. A real comfort from Levi's Menswear.
The danger of four-men bobsleds racing on a sheet of ice.
The beauty and grace of skydiving from Hawaii.
And the shenanigans, fun, and basketball wizardry of Meadowlark Lemon and the Buccateers on a special NBC Sports World.
Christmas Day.
Defensive lineman Bryson Manor, the injured player. He has been helped to the sideline. We'll have a report for you as soon as we receive it. Norm Johnson in with a field goal attempt coming up. Jim Zorn is the holder. Johnson has hit 72% of his field goals, his long being 54 yards. An attempt of 38 yards. Now Zorn has thrown a touchdown off a fake field goal. They go with the kick. It is good. Seattle regains the lead. The 38-yard field goal by Norm Johnson. Injury to the left ankle of Bryson Manor. They are taping it. He will return. Seattle leading by 3. 9:25 left to go. First half. Zach Thomas, Steve Wilson are deep. Norm Johnson will kick off. Fielded at the 7-yard line by Steve Wilson. The return is to the 24. 17 yards on the return as we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is KING-TV, Channel 5, Seattle.
This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy. We're in the Kingdom in the wild card game between the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks, and Seattle leads by 3. Greg DeLargent, 17 yards. DeBerg, 13 yards on his touchdown pass, and that was to Jesse Miles, and then the field goal conversion that we just saw as Nathan Poole goes to the 27-yard line, gain of 3, second down and 7. Dan Reeves, head coach of the Broncos. Interesting, this week he got $70,000 in cash, brought it to a team meeting, put it out on the table and said, each of you playing for that amount of money, if you go through and you win the Super Bowl, you'll have $70,000. Not in cash, because everybody will want to.
He wasn't that congenial all week, though. It was a tough week for the Broncos. He was pretty upset most of the week.
Upset because they played so poorly against Kansas City last week. Winder. Sammy to the 28-yard line. Gain of only a step. Jeff Bryant with the tackle, along with Keith Butler. Hurry up offense.
They're doing this to keep the defensive backs for Seattle off the field.
Third down and 7. DeBerg's pass is underneath the coverage by the secondary. Caught by Poole, leans forward for the first down to the 31-yard line. Gain of 8, Butler with the tackle.
We'll take another look at Steve DeBerg.
Pin in the left shoulder because of that shoulder separation.
Separated shoulder. His shoulder pads, as you see, are very big. Normally, it wouldn't be that big. The motion looks fine to me. I don't see any. He was throwing a little bit to his left, almost over the center, but that's a good tact. Some of the time, Charlie, come out, hurry up offense. Don't let them get their people on the field.
I said the 31. Let me correct myself. It is the 36, first down. Gerald Wilhite. Across the 40. They'll mark it out around the 42. John Harris was there for Seattle. Tom Glassick checking into the offense. He and Keith Bishop, the messenger service from the sideline. 42-yard line, gain of 6. Second and 4.
I wonder if they have any of those long plays. Sometimes those offensive guards running in and out, it's a long way to run to that huddle, especially if you're way down near the end zone.
What kind of message does he bring the quarterback? What does he say?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute.
Second and 4. Watson in motion. Wilhite. Back to the line of scrimmage. He may have gotten a yard. He was met by Kenny Easley and his friend. Mark it the 43, gain of 1, third down and 3. Another hurry-up offense. Trying to keep the defensive players off of the field. Keep the extra men out of the secondary on a passing down. DeBerg throws, pass is complete, first down. Nathan Poole near the 50-yard line. They'll mark it for 7 yards. Keith Butler with the tackle.
Same type of play that they used earlier on a hurry-up offense. 34, Nathan Poole slips around the defensive line as we see good protection. Sets up in the pocket, sticks him. That's past the first down yardage. It's a good tack by the Denver Broncos. I'm sure now what Tom Catlin, the defensive coordinator, and the rest of the Seahawks will try to do is be ready to get their players on the field a little bit quicker.
They spotted at the Denver 49. It is a first down. DeBerg throws. Steve Watson, he has the first down. 39-yard line. Kerry Justin with the tackle. The play will go for 12. I am surprised we haven't seen that hurry-up offense more this year against a team that uses a lot of situation substitution, such as Chuck Knox when he'll use 5, 6, 7, 8 men in the secondary.
Well, sometimes, Charlie, it can throw off. You try to throw off the other defense, but sometimes it can throw your own offense off if they're not ready for it, prepared for it. I think it's good to throw it in every once in a while. The Broncos have done it twice in this drive, both times been successful with it.
For Steve Watson, that was his first reception for 12 yards. He goes in motion left side. Rolling right, flag is down. Down the sideline, another flag is down. Clint Sampson, the rookie, battling for the ball with Kerry Justin. Now, if it is ruled a tie, the offensive player has the football. Sampson does have the football. There was a flag drop first at the 45 and then downfield at the 20. We may end up with offsetting penalties. Defensive pass interference and illegal motion. We'll bring it back. 4 minutes, 36 seconds left to go in the first half. Seattle leading by 3, 10-7. Largent with a touchdown reception. For Denver, Miles with a touchdown reception.
We have pass interference by the defense, number 26. The penalty's all set. It'll be first down.
Norm Johnson, officially a 37-yard field goal. That has been the score. First down and 10, 39-yard line of the Seahawks. The winner into the divisional playoffs at Miami next weekend. Pittsburgh will be at the Los Angeles Raiders. You'll see them both on NBC. Nathan Poole. And another flag is down. There's a little self-destruct going on both ball clubs right now. Too many mistakes, too many flags for a contending team. They're in the playoffs. It's sudden death. They can go from here.
Offensive holding is the preliminary sign. You just can't do this. It's tough enough to score points in the National Football League without stopping yourself. Offensive holding, illegal procedure, man in motion. You just have to be disciplined enough not to do those kind of mistakes, make those mistakes.
And we're past the point of nervousness. They're not nervous mistakes. These are mechanical mistakes.
But these are mistakes these teams have been making all year.
Holding during the run. Number 64 of the offense. Still first down.
And Bill Bryan, the center. Bryan, number 64. First down and 20 at the 49-yard line.
We'll take a look and see number 64 in the middle of your screen.
Like a little wrestling contest going on. I think he may have had some help from Tom Classic on that hold. First down and 20, 49-yard line. Egloff showing a little motion. DeBerg dropping it off. It is to Ron Egloff. Egloff with only 20 receptions during the regular season. Kerry Justin with the tackle. A gain of 16. So it will be second down and 4. 33-yard line of Seattle.
Kind of a different wrinkle. The tight end coming back in motion. So often you'll see him block on the nose tackle over the middle. That time they faked it, slipped him through the line, and dumped him a pass. Very successful play.
Second down and 4.
Bryce and Mann are up running around. Seems to be healthy.
Got the ankle all taped up. He'll be back when the Broncos go on defense. Sammy Winder. He'll be close to the first down. He needs to move the ball to the 29. Sheldon Robinson now in as an inside linebacker. He and Joe Norman playing the left side inside. Second leading tackle in the ball club, averaging 6 a game.
See Bishop coming in with the play, as we were talking about a little earlier. How do you call plays? The guards have to remember it. Dan Reeves may say something, all right, tell him to run this play. We'll mix the flood right double, flanker motion, 98 double Q, tight end option, backs wide. Now, you think a guard can remember that in the heat of battle when he's running all the way in? They obviously have to simplify it, and the quarterback puts on all the window dressing.
Third down, half a yard. First down. Sammy Winder picked it up.
All right, come on.
27-yard line.
So look at the offensive line of the Broncos, straight blocking, everybody blocking the man across from him. Winder just finding where there's a little crack, getting up in there, making the first down. Both teams, Charlie, seem content with running the ball, controlling the ball, and controlling their own destiny. If the other team doesn't have the ball, they can't score.
2:15 left to go, first half. The pitch is to Watson. 1 yard, 26. Second down and 9. Kenny Easley with the tackle. Steve Watson. Fourth time that he has carried on that play. Winder is the injured player. We have a timeout. The 2-minute warning will be given to both pitches. We'll be back in just a moment. Seattle leading by 3. The Seagulls joining us here in the Kingdome. This drive by the Broncos started at their own 24-yard line, has consumed 7 minutes and 17 seconds.
That may be one of the longest drives of the Broncos all year.
Second and 9. The ball at the 26. Sammy Winder coming out, replaced by Gerald Wilhite. Winder is up on his feet, kind of walking around. He seems to be all right. This is the 12th play of this drive. That was Sampson in motion. Did it get there in time? Yeah. Kenny Easley almost got there before the football. A gain of 21 yards on the play.
Good play by Steve DeBerg. Good mobility. Made a good fake on it. Got the ball out there. It was a little down and out pattern. I'm impressed with the throwing of Steve DeBerg so far, Charlie.
The ball at the 5-yard line. First down, goal to go.
Take a
from
look
the roof.
From the ceiling. Little out pattern. Both feet in. The impetus of the hit by Easley drives him out of bounds, but both feet were on the ground when he caught the football.
We said that Steve Watson, big play man, 21 yards to the 5. First down, goal to go. Wilhite, cutting back, fumble. Seahawks.
Paul Howard out in front. Wilhite turns it upfield and gets the ball knocked loose right there. It's on the ground. The Seahawks have it the second time in the last 3 drives that the Broncos have turned the football over. We take another look. He's got a good hold of it. When you turn upfield, you better cover it up. Let me see. 57,
Number 57, Shelton Robinson.
Exactly.
Knocked it away. Paul Moyer recovered. Number 57, Shelton Robinson, reached into the grasp of Gerald Wilhite.
He's made some big plays this year.
Yes, he has.
As Robinson picked up 2 fumbles, I think both against the Raiders, ran him in for touchdowns.
Second turnover. The first one resulted in a Seattle field goal. Seahawks at their own 5-yard line. First down. First back through is Cullen Bryant. Let's go back to a statistic that we mentioned in the first quarter. You don't expect to see Cullen Bryant rush with the ball that many times, 27 times during the regular season. But coming into this ball game, he had handled the ball as a returner, as a receiver, and as a running back 1,121 times and only 10 fumbles. In this situation, at your own 5, you want to go to this type of a ball carrier, and he picks up 3. Second down, 7, 8-yard line. Here's Kurt Warner. A yard to the 9. Rulon Jones and Barney Chavis with the tackle. Third down and 6.
Tom Jackson taking a little rest there on the pile.
Tom is always around, isn't he?
TJ's always got some words to lay on you.
We have a timeout with 1:02 left to go in the first half. Seahawks lead by 3. The preceding message was presented as a public service by number 81, Steve Watson of the Denver Broncos, and by the National Football League. Third down and 6, Seattle at their own 9-yard line. I would suggest in one form or another they get the ball to Kurt Warner.
Here's a good shot of what David Craig is looking at from the end zone. It's not a very friendly place.
It is Warner, sweep right side, Cullen leading the way. Bailey with a key block. At the 9, it was third down and 6 to the 23-yard line. Gain of 14. First down.
Here's a great look from the end zone. It's just a sweep with Bailey, 65, pulling in front of him. Pratt fighting up front. They're stretching him wide, and then when Warner gets wide and the Broncos overrun it, he cuts back and then uses his athletic ability to get up inside and just make some yardage.
We alluded to the crispness of the game on artificial surface. An advantage to Warner because of the traction, his speed, and his ability with hip fakes, head fakes, and shoulder fakes.
Well, it's an advantage, I think, too, Charlie, to the smaller man. Warner is much smaller than those big defensive linemen and linebackers who are running out there. Their speed is to get out there and try and stop the play. Then when they get out there, if Warner cuts back on them, it's his advantage and not theirs.
Artificial surface more for velocity than for mass, you might say.
It's not for the old throwback type players, guys who used to chew tobacco. They don't like to spit on tobacco on these artificial turfs. You know, it's a cleaner game. It's a quicker game. It's more of a finesse game.
John Elway, the quarterback of the Denver Broncos, his dad, the new head coach at Stanford, and at halftime NFL 83 will be talking to his father. But right now we have 51 seconds left to go in the half. Seattle with the ball, leading by 3, first down at their own 23-yard line. Cullen Bryant. 25, may just lean across the 25-yard line. Gain of a couple, second down 8.
I think Chuck Knox is just happy running out the clock, 37 seconds left. Just make a couple of first downs. We're back in our own territory. Let's go in at halftime 10-7 and come back out and play second half. The Broncos called that timeout when they thought they could stop them. Seattle picks up the first down. Now we're just going to run out the half.
2 turnovers in the first half. An interception by Kerry Justin for the Seahawks, and the fumble recovery by Paul Moyer inside the 5-yard line, stopping a Bronco score. So they are 2 of the keys in the first half. Cullen Bryant, the ball carrier, Jim Ryan with the tackle. The interception did lead to the field goal, and that has been the margin of difference. One of the factors we felt would be the fans. They haven't been that involved thus far. The long drives of the Broncos has kept them rather quiet.
The Broncos have had the ball for long periods of time. Their problem, as we stated, was turning it over. An interception and also a fumble right down on the goal line.
Zach Thomas and Steve Wilson set to return the kickoff of Norm Johnson. Denver suffering 2 turnovers, an interception and fumble recovery, both in Seattle territory. Broncos had the possibility off of their play in the first half to be leading now.
Oh, definitely. And the problem with turning it over down there, you don't come away with any points. At least, if you stop the drive, you come away with at least 3.
The second half of the wild card is underway. Zach Thomas. He is really at the 20-yard line. 22 yards on the return. Oh.
Their coverage teams, the best in the National Football League. The reason being, part of it, the kicker kicks the ball so high.
Look at the statistics in the first half. Total yardage on the Broncos side, 182 to 120. Time of possession on Denver's side. Yards rushing a bit to the Seahawks. Yards passing, Seattle 19 yards to 89 for the Broncos. But the key statistic would be the turnovers. The 2 turnovers, keeping Denver out of the end zone twice, at least keeping away from a field goal. Seattle leading by 3, and Sammy Winder is the ball carrier. He fumbles it right at the end of the play. The whistle may have sounded. A gain of 5 to the 25. Shelton Robinson with a tackle. It'll be second down and 5.
See a replay. Bryant, 77.
Egloff covering him.
Well, those guys go across there fast.
They do. They get there in a hurry. Second and 5. It is DeBerg, Winder, and Poole in the backfield. Sampson and Watson, the wide receivers. Egloff, the tight end. Studdard, Bishop, Bryan, Howard, and Lanier, the offensive line. Egloff started wide, stopped, picked up a block. Nathan Poole, the ball carrier. Greg Gage with the tackle. 28-yard line, gain of 3. Third down and a couple. Defensively, the basic set with Green, Nash, and Bryant, the front 3. Schultz, Robinson, Butler, Greg Gage on the right side, number 56, replacing Michael Jackson. Cornerbacks, Justin and Brown, Easley, and Harris at the safeties. Third down and 2. Second half just underway. Sammy Winder with about 56 yards rushing in the first half. An excellent first half for Winder. Little play action to Winder. DeBerg drops it off for the first down to Nathan Poole. Shelton Robinson had the coverage. DeBerg has looked good. And we know that he's playing 7 weeks after a shoulder separation took place in the third quarter here. Jacob Green sacked him. We know he still has the pin in the shoulder. We know that if he goes down and that pin is broken, part of it will remain in. He's got a hockey shoulder pad and he's beefed up on that side.
And
he hasn't thrown that much. And if we know it, he knows it. And of course, John Elway knows it. He's on the sideline. But he's looked good.
He's looked very good, and he's really leaned on the running game doing it.
First down at the 31-yard line. Winder. Joe Nash leading the defense. Couple of yards to the 33. It will be second down and 8.
Take a look at Jacob Green, 79 against Lanier, 76. Good straight block, and there's a lot of fighting. Boy, I tell you what, he's going to be sore for Christmas.
And you saw Joe Nash, number 72, go down at the replay runs. Joe Nash remains down. He is the injured player. We've got an injury timeout. 13:07 left to go. We're in the third, and Seattle leads. We'll be back in just a moment. The wave is on a roll as today's game is brought to you by Mazda, who invites you to experience the low-price Mazda B 2000 Sundowner. By Canon Manufactured Advanced Plain Paper Copiers. And by GMAC, the financing people from General Motors. 13:07 left to go, third quarter. Denver with the ball, second and 8. Seattle with the lead, 10-7. Denver at their own 33-yard line. DeBerg completing 9 of 12, 91 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. His touchdown to Jesse Miles, the rookie from LSU. Egloff, the motion man. Winder, the ball carrier. 36-yard line, gain of 3, third down and 5. Jeff Bryant and Keith Butler with the tackle.
Charlie, the thing that the Broncos are doing, as we see them line up again here for a hurry-up offense.
Trying to keep changes out of the secondary on a passing down. Restricting the number of backs the Seahawks can have in the ball game. Pass is complete right side. John Sawyer caught it, and Bruce Schultz caught him. No, it was Sammy Winder. It was Sammy Winder, number 23. But Bruce Schultz made the defensive play.
see a replay, but the thing I was alluding to, the thing that the Broncos are staying out of are third and long situations. As we see DeBerg step up in the pocket, they don't have any third and long to go against that 7 defensive back scheme for the Seattle Seahawks. That makes a big difference. 3rd and 5 is a lot easier to pick up than 3rd and 12.
A gain of 2, so it is 4th down and 3. Luke Prestridge will be kicking to Paul John. Oh, it's a good one. Johns at the 14, to the 20, 25, 27-yard line. Hang time, 3.9 seconds. It covered 49 yards. The return was 13. 11-17 left to go. 3rd quarter, Seattle leads by 3. Number 72, Joe Nash, injured a moment ago or shaken up. May have just had the wind knocked out of him. The report is he's okay, and he'll be back. Reggie McKenzie, number 67, he has that bruised left shoulder, really bothers him. He says, I'm only a one-shoulder ball player. I can come in and help if they need me. It's not going to get well to March anyway. That was the quote from Reggie McKenzie. Seattle from their own 27-yard line, 1st down. Charlie Young, the tight end, now strong to the right side. Craig opens up to the tight end, Charlie Young. Denver 45, 28 yards on the play.
Charlie Young lined up right here, will release inside, get right down the middle of the field. The safety, Smith, will split and go to the wide to try and help out. Take a look at a perfect throw by David Craig. Good protection. Gets down past Gradishar, throws it over the 2 linebackers. Perfect throw, gets him in great field position.
Denver 45, 1st down, Seahawks. Play action. Largent.
Goes with him the entire way. Gets a step on him. This is an excellent throw, and the coverage is that close to be completed. It's an excellent throw and an excellent catch by Largent.
A gain of 34 to the 11, 1st down. The knockout punch is Largent. Warner, 5-yard line. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Gradishar with the tackle.
I think it's interesting to note that the Seahawks came out on their first 2 plays of this half and threw the football. A great throw by Craig down the middle to Young, and then another play down the sideline to Largent. They're starting to mix it up a little bit. Now the running game is coming back into play.
5-yard line, 2nd and 4. Charlie Young has come out. Metzelaars has come in for him. Kurt Warner, 14 carries, 78 yards rushing. Here's Warner. Stumbled a bit as he took the handoff. Footing may have caught on the turf. Didn't make that good a cut. No gain, 3rd down and 4.
Take a look and see if Kurt Warner stumbles. There he stumbles right there. That is one of the problems on artificial turf. Your traction is so good that if you don't pick your foot up high enough, you're liable to take a fall.
Caught a little turf toe, went down at the 5, no gain. 3rd down and 4. Touchdown. Catching the touchdown pass, the other tight end, Norm Johnson, to attempt the point after. It's good.
Very impressed with David Craig here. His primary receiver was covered. He doesn't lose his composure, keeps his composure, looks it around, says, let me get over here and throw it to my man, my big tight end, Metzlar's in the back of the end zone. Great play. Tight end keep trying to get open. Touchdown for Seattle.
Seahawks by 10. The touchdown drive, 73 yards. Dave Craig on the drive. 3 of 3 for 67 of the 73 yards. Zach Thomas and Steve Wilson are the kick returners. He drives this one low to the 1-yard line. Zach Thomas to the 15. Zach's to the 20. And wrapped up at the 23. 22 yards on the return. Don Dufek again there for the special teams of the Seahawks. Denver needs to generate some offense in a hurry. They have to quiet the crowd, get some points on the board.
Well, they've got plenty of time. They've got a quarter and a half, but I think what they need to do is, like you said, establish some kind of momentum on this drive to try and take it away from the fans and from the Seahawks. If not score on this drive, at least move it down there where they can give it over to them in good field position for the Broncos.
DeBerg with pressure, easily sacked. First sack for the Seahawks. Loss of 6. 2nd and 16.
It's not the way you want to start off a drive when you want to try and get something going. 2nd and 16 now. They have to pick up at least half of this, showing they're in a good third down situation.
Extra men in the secondary. Pressure. DeBerg throw. It is caught. It is Steve Watson. 29-yard line. It'll go for a gain of 12. Keith Simpson with the tackle.
Steve Watson working on 22. Dave Brown comes down, turns to the inside and works to the outside. DeBerg moves around in the pocket, gives himself some time to get open. Good play for the Broncos.
Gain of 12, 3rd down and 4. During the 2 games in the regular season, Watson, 11 receptions, 229 yards, and 2 touchdowns against the Seahawks. In this ball game, that is his 3rd reception for 45 yards. Fake, quick screen, right side, Winder. It's like a long handoff to the far side. It'll go for a gain of 11. Gregory Johnson with the play. No, it'll go for a gain of 10. They're going to mark it just outside the 39-yard line. Officially, it'll probably be registered as the 40. But we always disagree with that. But go ahead.
That play didn't look like much, Charlie, but it was an important first down for the Broncos. They had 2nd and 16. Went on and picked up the first down in 2 pass plays.
Chuck Knox helping one of the officials on the far side.
The coaches are all good at that.
Oh, yeah. Winder. Good play by the defense. You heard him stringing them out. A lot of blue shirts on that side. No running room until he just runs out of room. Comes to the sideline. Jacob Green, number 79.
The other thing you hear as we look at 79, Jacob Green on Lanier. Gets to the outside. That's where the play's going. Fights his way through and gets to Winder. The crowd was so loud during that play, Charlie. I really feel that half of the Broncos didn't get off on the right snap count.
Loss of 3. 36-yard line, 2nd down, 13. The Seahawks have also told us that they have a couple of offsides every ball game because of the crowd. 7 men in the secondary. DeBerg, they got to him. Second sack. This one, Sam Clancy. Clancy, number 84, a basketball player from Pittsburgh. Gold medalist in the 1979 Pan American Games. They thought he might make a tight end. Taken in the 11th round of the draft last year, they made him a defensive end.
Good coverage in the secondary, 7 defensive backs. DeBerg's problem is he drifts to the right side. There is no protection outside the pocket. The offensive line tries to form a pocket. He needed to step up. Obviously, there was a different colored shirt in there than his own.
Loss of 11, 3rd and 24 at the 24 for Sam Clancy, his first tackle of the season. DeBerg throws. Watson catches it at the 27. He's pushed back. Whistle sound. Easley was there, and Gregory Johnson, both for the defense. Flag goes down.
Dan Reeves, very upset, thought Easley should have been called for a flag to begin with.
And he should have. I agree with the call. I think he got there too late and too high. We'll see it again, of course. No, there was no flag. I'm sorry. I thought I saw a flag.
It's a completion. Johnson has him in his grasp. Right here was the question, right?
Right there.
Was not a flagrant throw of the ball.
Okay.
Just trying to get hold of him.
All right. 4th down, 21 at the 29-yard line. It was a gain of 5, but Prestridge will be kicking. He sails this one. Paul Johns, 22-yard line. 4.2 seconds of hang time. A good return for Paul Johns. There are 2 categories of kick returners, the quick and the retired. The punt, 50 yards. The return, 18. We've got a timeout. Seattle leads by 10. Well, we have a lot of fun. Not only are we in the Kingdome, but just about a block away at McCrory's, the old watering hole.
Well, Charlie, I bet they're having a lot of fun down there. I know the Seahawks fans are having fun here.
They have the Seahawks have taken control of the ballgame. Can Denver get it back?
Well, they have to first start playing defense and start stopping the passing game. We talked about earlier, the Seahawks running game. Obviously, Chuck Knox has come back and said, let's throw on first down and mix them up a little bit. They have to stop whatever they're doing offensively and get back offensively themselves.
4:13, time remaining. 3rd quarter. Seattle 17, Denver 7. At the Seahawk 39-yard line. Kurt Warner. 4 yards to the 43. 2nd down, 7. Rick Dennison with the tackle. Barney Chavis, number 79. The Denver defense has to take some control here to set up their offense. They haven't done that.
They have been very aggressive in past games. They have not been very aggressive today.
Craig, left side. Warner gliding for the first down. Out of Penn State with 204 yards rushing against Denver in the regular season. He picks up 9 in the first down here. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
Channel 5, Seattle.
Denver, 48-yard line, first down. Largent is wide to the near side at the bottom of your screen. Kurt Warner. Smothered after 2 yards to the 46. It will be 2nd down and 8. Jim Ryan was there for the defense, number 50. Injury report on Paul Howard, offensive guard for the Broncos. A pulled hamstring. We do not know if he will return.
By aggressive play by the Denver defense, Charlie, I'm talking about linebackers blitzing, even strong safety blitzing, as we're looking at Sampson stretching out his leg. take a look at Music 58, Ryan 50. They're trying to get something going and foul up the blocking assignments for the offensive line by slanting the line and moving the linebackers in the opposite direction.
Second down, 8. There's Paul Howard. We do not know if he will return because of the hamstring. Little play action fake, far side. Largent. Inside the 30-yard line.
What a great receiver Steve Largent is. He always breaks at the right time. He's got patience, great patience, play action fake, breaks open at the right time. You know, it's almost like he has a clock in his head. When he knows the quarterback is ready to throw, then he gets open. You're not open very long.
4 receptions, 77 yards, and the first touchdown of the ball game. A gain of 17 to the 29, first down. Kurt Warner. A flag is thrown on that play. The play went for 7. Dennis Smith was there. Our man with the grab mic, that is a wide plastic machine, got caught up in a bit of the action. It is against the Broncos.
Tom Jackson discussing something.
We'll go back to the replay and see if we can pick up what happened. Dan Reeves, head coach of the Broncos.
We'll see, they're inbounds at that point.
Now there's the push. Now what happened? Oh, I didn't see anything.
I didn't really see anything flagrant out of bounds or to push him out of bounds.
Not of what we saw. There may have been something in the periphery that we missed.
I think one of the Seahawks blocked one of the linebackers. It could have been blocking on Jackson, and Jackson may have gotten up and discussed it a little bit with him.
Let's see. Here's Red Cashin.
No foul on the play.
That's a good call, Red.
Second down.
Good call. He was right. Officials had a good year this year. That's a good call.
And they're not afraid to pick up a flag or say that, or have a conference. A lot of times we'll see during the year the 3 of them will conference. We'll pick up the flag because 2 or 3 other of the officials saw something different.
Saw it in a different way, at a better angle. Second down and 3. After a gain of 7, 1 minute, 15 seconds left to go, third quarter. Seattle leading by 10. Kurt Warner. 2 yards to the 20. It'll be third down and a yard. Tom Jackson with the tackle. Reuben Carter coming back in. Bryson Manor checking in on defense.
Third and short yardage. Big play here for the Broncos. Have to stop them. At least force them to try a field goal.
Don Latimer limping a bit, bothered by an ankle injury over the last couple of weeks coming out. Metzelars and Tice are now the 2 tight ends for Seattle. Charlie Young has a bruise. We do not know if he will return. Warner just sliding and leaning. It'll be close. That's one of those, when the officials put one foot down and then the other, it's where do you put the ball? They put it down right there.
And I don't know how they mark it. The 2,
you've been there with them.
The 2 officials on the side obviously have to see the forward momentum and mark it. It's a tough job when you have a lot of bodies flying into a pile.
It was third down and 1. And the chains come out for the measurement. 25 seconds left to go, third quarter. It is short by an inch.
Take a look at the line charge. Gets the ball deep in the backfield to the running back so he can see where there might be an opening. Still fighting. Grabbing, they're going for the football.
That's what the head linesman and the line judge were looking at as
exactly.
They marked the ball.
You see the 2 officials right there coming in. They mark his forward momentum.
8th play of the drive. Well, they say let's bring it out again. Now, I'm sure this is to set the football. They have already made the decision on the measurement. Now they want to place the ball 1 inch shy of the end of the chain. That's it, to make sure that they should have a quarterback. I've always wondered that situation. The center, before he snaps, always moves the ball forward. You move the ball forward, put it out, say, wait a minute, I want another measurement.
Another measurement, yeah.
You can't get it.
Good luck, right? You don't think that hasn't been thought of?
No, I'm sure that it has. Seahawks going for it. Over the season, 4 for 10. 4th down attempt. Warner, he's got it. 18-yard line. Kurt Warner, first down. And with that play, the 3rd quarter comes to a close.
This is Chuck Knox type football. Tough, aggressive, offensive, a little conservative. You got to have a good ground game. He's in a great position. He's leading 17-7 going into the 4th quarter. He wants to run the football.
The end of the 3rd quarter. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
4th and inches. Take a look at Randy Gradishaw. You think he doesn't know what's coming? If Warner's going over the top, so am I. Blair Bush, 59, just trips him up, allows him some airspace to get over the pile.
Was there any help from the sidelines?
Let's wait and see. Whoops.
All right. Kurt Warner, 87 yards rushing, 29 yards receiving. He has 116 yards in total offense. This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy. Thanks for the sign. Merry Christmas, everybody, as we start the 4th quarter. Seattle leading 17-7. Play action. Paul John.
Play action fake up the middle. Turns. John has single coverage. Man on man. Throws it over the linebacker. Over Mike Warren's head. 6 points.
A first reception for Paul Johns in the ball game. 18 yards in the touchdown. Norm Johnson. Extra point attempt is good. The celebration has begun. 24-7. The Seahawks lead.
An end zone look at the last touchdown. Give credit to Craig. The free safety right here moved over this way. He reads it. He's going to throw the touchdown pass down deep in this area to Paul Johns, who has single coverage on the play. Play action fake. Comes back, throws it high and over the top of Mike Hartman.
And John Elway loosening up on the sideline. He can get you back in the ball game in a hurry because now everybody knows he's going to throw. He doesn't have to bother about the coverage and reading the defenses that much. Zach Thomas, Steve Wilson for the return. It will be Zach Thomas to the 10. Denver needs at least reasonable field position. It's not quite that. It's going to be the 20-yard line. Mark Hicks, the rookie out of Arizona State, is the man who made the tackle. And there is Paul John. It is DeBerg, though. Steve DeBerg stays in at quarterback. I'm surprised. Today's telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any other use of the pictures and descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the National Football League and the Seattle Seahawks is prohibited. I thought they'd go ahead and make the change now.
Well, I think they're going to open up, Charlie. I think they feel confident with DeBerg in their throwing. Obviously, his shoulder hasn't bothered him any yet.
From the 20-yard line, first down. This one is drilled incomplete. Going to Clint Sampson. Terry Justin was there for the defense. It will be 2nd down and 10. Now, the reason that I say I'm surprised now, you go back to the Denver-Baltimore game. They were down with 12 minutes to go. Elway came back 3 touchdown passes. and they won that ball game. He can get it back in a hurry. They were down 19-0. They won it 21-19. I thought that would be the reason they would do it now with 14:40 left in the game.
Obviously, Dan Reeves feels as though DeBerg at this point can also do that same thing. A couple weeks ago against Baltimore, he wasn't healthy enough to do it. It's a tough situation for any quarterback.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not being critical of DeBerg. He's played a good ball game. The defense has not stopped Kurt Warner. He's really kept the offense going for the Seahawks. Jesse Miles, 29-yard line, gain of 9. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Miles scoring the only Denver touchdown in the ball game. That was in the first quarter with 3:38 remaining. Don Dufek had the coverage here. 3rd down and 1. Today's attendance in-house, 60,752. Just over 4,000 no-shows on Christmas Eve. 3rd down and 1. Play action. Almost picked off by Paul Moyer. That would have been a quick 6 if he could have got it. Egloff intended receiver.
That's just good coaching, Charlie. It was a good play. DeBerg wanted to throw to his right side. He came back to his outlet, which was all the way across the field to his left. Good preparation on the part of the Seattle secondary coach to have Moyer stay over there. All the flow is to the left of the screen. Comes back, and Moyer, 21, a free agent out of Arizona State, right there to break it up.
4th down and a yard. 14:29 left. They go for it. It's sudden death. The loser goes home. Winner goes to Miami. We've got flags. Some pushing and shoving in the line. We had motion. Let's wait and see.
Perfect example right there of the lineman and DeBerg not being coordinated on their cadence because of the noise that was in the stadium.
Against Denver. Now you kick.
Critical mistake at a critical time. It happened earlier in the ball game to the Broncos with the offensive lineman movement and also with the interception and the fumble when they were inside the 5-yard line of the Seahawks.
63 on the offense, still 4th down.
That is Mark Cooper, who has replaced the injured Paul Howard, who has the hamstring. Luke Prestridge will be kicking to Paul Johns. Seattle should have excellent field position. Johns, 28-yard line to the 30, and he's down at the 35. Hang time, 4.2 seconds. It covered 48 yards. There was a 70-yard return. We've got a timeout. We'll be back. Seattle by 17. Today's game is being brought to you by Chevrolet, official U.S. cars and trucks of the 14th Olympic Winter Games. Chevrolet and you taking charge. By Alcoa Aluminum Company of America, world leader in aluminum technology. And by Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, brewers of Michelob. Some things speak for themselves. This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy, and Chuck Knox, who is running for president.
Mike McCormick's got him. Mike said earlier that he said the best thing we did was bring Chuck Knox into this organization. He's a winner, a solid coach, and he certainly has turned this program around in 1 year.
Dave Craig has completed 11 of 12 for 159 yards. He has thrown for 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The Seahawks have not suffered a turnover. Kurt Warner. From the 36 to the 41, that's 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down 5. Tom Jackson with the tackle. And we're moving on the 14-minute mark, time remaining in the ball game. The winner here moving to Miami next weekend. Remember 3 Super Bowls ago, the wild card, the Raiders. They won 3 playoff games, 2 of them on the road. And they won the Super Bowl defeating the Eagles. Can the wild card do it? It has been done in the past. Super Bowl 4, in reality, Kansas City was a wild card, and they won the Super Bowl. Cullen Bryant. from the 41 to the 43. Gain of 2, 3rd down and 3. Barney Chavis there for the defense. Don Latimer also there.
Charlie, there was an article last week in one of the papers in Seattle, one of the newspapers, about even if the Seahawks get in the playoffs, this is when they were playing New England, what difference does it make? Because they're not a playoff type of team. They would be a pretender and not a contender. But you never can win it unless you're in it, and you have to be in it a couple of times, sometimes, before you can win the whole thing.
David Hughes, 1st down. Seattle 48, gain of 5. David Hughes, the ball carrier, number 46. Another point. If Seattle wins, here's a look at that same play, but if Seattle wins, and then if by chance they got past Miami, they'll be the underdog, but if they did, and if by chance the Raiders beat Pittsburgh, then Seattle would be playing the Raiders. And they beat them twice during the regular season, in Los Angeles and in Seattle.
And so that tells you that the Raiders are pulling for the Dolphins
That's right.
to beat the Seahawks.
So it can happen. I mean, we're just setting up the possibilities. And NBC will have the coverage. Coverage was there for the Bronco defense. Craig pulled it down and had a couple of yards to the 50-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Tom Jackson with the tackle. We're moving on the 12-minute mark, time remaining. It is tough in offensive and defensive line play.
It's tough in the trenches.
Yes.
To wear those gloves to protect their knuckles. So many times the defensive and offensive linemen will get their fingers caught in the equipment, the shoulder pads, even the headgear. Those gloves and tape help to prevent some of the scars. 2nd
down and 8. In the last 4 plays, Seattle has used 4 different men. Oh, look at the reaction of Kurt Warner. He will lose a couple of yards. He loses yards with excitement. He makes things happen.
He's like a caged cat sometimes.
Yeah.
He gets up and he's got good eyes. I like to say good runners have good eyes. They know where the hole is the entire time. Here he slips a little bit. If he would have continued in the same direction.
Look at the reactions.
He was boxed in.
The good runners, they're almost pop-eyed look because of the vision, good feet, and
good feet and good eyes. Their feet can take them where their eyes see.
3rd down and 10. Paul Johns. He got behind Mike Harden. Or was it Louis Wright that he got behind?
It was Harden.
42 yards on the play to the 10.
We actually had the fans laughing with that little stop and go. It was good protection, throws the ball high and over the top, gets it outside where Johns can catch it. Single coverage with Mike Harden. Largent drawing the double coverage. Johns gets a single.
Sliding to the 10-yard line, just outside of the 10. 1st down, still possible to pick up another 1st down inside of the 1. 9:55 and counting. The Seahawks on their way to Miami. Warner. Bumped out. Gradishar. Randy retiring after this game along with Steve Foley on the tackle. And what a year, what a season, and what a career Gradishar has had. Wrapping up a decade. Averaging over his career 13 and a half tackles a game. Unbelievable.
When he turns to the sideline, there aren't many people that are going to catch him. Foley gets the angle on him, knocks him out of bounds.
There's Randy Gradishar. Kurt Warner, 99 yards rushing. Ball just inside of the 2. David Hughes is in the backfield with Warner. It is Hughes. Touchdown.
Hughes doesn't carry the ball very often. He gets the tough yards, lowers his head. Nobody said it would be easy. Steve Foley, 43.
And the lead blocker who took the man outside was Kurt Warner. Extra point is there. Seattle 31, Denver 7. Let's go back to the touchdown scored by David Hughes. David Hughes joins Steve Largent, who scored a touchdown. Pete Metzelarge, who scored a touchdown. And Paul Johns. They scored the touchdowns. Robert Pratt with a key block. So the quarterback, Dave Craig, says, hey, our offense is like fertilizer. We've got to spread it around for it to do any good. And he has done that, and they have the lead 31-7. Zach Thomas. Flag is down, and Zach is decked at the 19. Bruce Schultz on the coverage for the Seahawks. Outstanding coverage teams. Number 1 in the NFL in kickoff and punt coverage. And John Elway is coming into the ballgame. The flag will cost him field position. Could have been close to the 20. DeBerg has had a good ball game, and he's played it with a pin in his shoulder 7 weeks after the shoulder. He's tough, and he is good.
It wasn't DeBerg's fault they didn't win.
No.
He had an interception, but he was hit as we get the call from the official.
Illegal block, number 83 of the receivers during the return. Half the distance to the goal. First down at 10.
In fact, Charlie, early on in the ball game, they fumbled the ball away inside the 5 and thrown that interception and gone in, got some points. It possibly could have been 17 or 21-7 in favor of Denver. But the turnovers and Seattle's aggressive defense made the difference.
Watson in motion, reversing. Elway goes deep, and it is caught. He goes to Clint Sampson, the rookie out of San Diego State, a gain of 30 yards from the 10 to the 40. Sampson's first reception of the ball game. Dave Brown had pretty good coverage on it.
You talk about being in a hole or coming in a hole. You're down 31-7. You're on your own goal line, and you're starting to throw the ball. First play, gets the ball off and gets a little bit of pressure. Says, welcome to the game. We want to warm you up real quick.
Jacob Green coming over the top. Sampson limping just a bit. That may be to pull the cornerback in.
That'll make him the same speed everybody else. He's got so much.
First down from the 40. Fired, tip. Second man has it. It is Jesse Miles with the reception, tipped by Will Height, a gain of 13. Seattle 47-yard line. First down.
John Elway pumping a little life into the offense. Early in the season, he had trouble reading coverages. Progressed a long way this year.
Here comes everybody. He slips away, past the line of scrimmage, dives to about the 43-yard line. We'll give him 4 and mark it second down and 6. Kerry Justin for the Seahawks. Should they roll him out? Roll him out right, roll him out left to take a little of the blitz away and to cut down his reads of the defense?
I think it's a good plan to get him outside the pocket some. He can scramble. It takes away the problem, like you said, of him having to read coverage. If he rolls out, all he has to say is, let me see where my man's open and I'll throw him the football. He gets 4 and 5, maybe 6 seconds if he sprints out. Also, he can make some big plays from outside the pocket.
And you saw the wave on a roll at the Kingdome. Heads for the sideline. That will stop the clock with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the wild card game. Elway picks up 10. Gregory Johnson chasing him.
That's one of the things he learned this year in his first year in the NFL. Run out of bounds when you're near the sideline.
The man who starts the wave, there it is. It's off and running. That is Bill the Bear Man. both ways. There it goes. 32-yard line, first down. Inside handoff to Poole. Poole to the 25-yard line, gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Gregory Johnson with the tackle along with Don Dufeld.
You know, the Seahawks would love to take this wave on the road with them. Obviously, they won't be able to do that, but a big factor in the ball game today, the support that they've had from the fans in this city has been fantastic.
And Jim Zorn loosening up for Seattle.
What a great story he is. I talked to him a little bit earlier. He's not bitter with the demotion. He frankly says the team has played better since Craig has been in the ball game.
2nd down and 3. Winder upended by number 35, Don Dufeld. Loss of a yard. 3rd down and 4. I hate to ask this. I really do. But can the Dolphins ride the wave? I'm sorry I asked.
That is so bad.
I know.
So look at Riley Odom's 88 blocking, chopping down Green. As we see Dufek coming up and making the stop. Can the Dolphins ride the wave?
Don't miss it anymore. Don't miss it anymore. I'm sorry.
Is there a surf in Miami?
3rd down and 4. 26-yard line. Jesse Miles. Miles inside the 10. They'll mark it at around the 8-yard line. The gain of 17, maybe 18. John Harris makes the tackle. Denver has a chance to strike here. 6 minutes left to go. First down, goal to go.
This is the old shovel pass. Just shovels it forward to the back coming to the inside. Usually you run that on the defensive end. That is a hard rusher upfield. You don't block him, you just kind of influence him. Quarterback sprints one way and you pitch the ball up forward. Good play that time.
Elway drops it, almost intercepted by Jeff Bryant. Woo! 2nd down, goal to go. I think the ball got there before Jeff realized
it. It was an end-over-end pass. Jeff probably was saying if you could throw us with a spiral, I could have caught it.
Could have got it.
Elway's come a long way this year, though, Charlie. He's started off very slowly, and the problem he had early on was the system that the Broncos and Dan Reed have is odd numbers to the right and even to the left, and that was his major problem. That, in addition to reading coverages in the secondary.
That was directly opposite the system at Stanford.
Exactly.
And that's all a mental adjustment. It takes time. Sampson. 5-yard line. It'll go for a gain of 3. John Harris for the defense. 3rd down, goal to go. Now, Steve DeBerg had a good ball game. He completed 14 of 19. He threw for 131 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. First action after 7 weeks, shoulder separation that took place the last time they played here in the Kingdom. Good, tough, gutty ball game for him.
He said earlier in the week that he didn't know how he was going to react going into the ball game. He would be probably a little quick in the pocket. He wouldn't stay in there as much, but I thought he played very well. He handed the ball off well. He called good plays, and he threw the ball very well.
We have an injury timeout. We'll be back in just a moment. Gary Justin, the injured player, shaken up. He is the starting cornerback on the left side, and Keith Simpson, of course, will come in and replace him. Now, we must start addressing ourselves to the fact, because of the score 31-7, is the Seahawks and Miami. In Miami.
Well, there's one thing for sure. They both know each other very well. Don Shula and Chuck Knox.
Yes.
When Chuck was at Buffalo, they had quite a few games against each other, so I'm sure they'll know what to say when they greet each other at the 50-yard line.
All right, let's go to the scoring in this ball game. Largent started it off, a 17-yard reception. Denver came back. Jesse James Miles scoring, 7-7 tie. In the 37-yard field goal by Johnson, Seattle out in front by 3. They stretch it to 10. Metzelars, then to Johns, almost out of sight. 24-7, and then Hughes running in. Make it 31-7 as Hughes scored from 2 yards away. Now let's see what Denver can do with 5:05 and counting. Time remaining in the wild card. 6-yard line. 3rd down goal to go. Elway, the quarterback. Pressure rolling out. Throws into coverage. Intercepted.
Top is taking charge.
Take another look at this interception. This reminds me of some of my younger days with the Dolphins when I had to do a lot of scrambling. Good reverse pivot. Problem now is you got to see the entire field. He saw his receiver, did not see the defensive back cutting in front inside of Riley Odom.
Injury report on Kerry Justin, ribs. Could return if they need him. Right now they don't. Craig, 12 of 13, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interception. Turnover. Denver coughs it up 3 times. Seattle does not, and now Jim Zorn is the quarterback. Zach Dixon, the ball carrier from the 20. For Dave Craig, his 3rd pass of the game was his only incompletion. That's quite an afternoon.
He obviously enjoyed his first playoff game. The only free agent quarterback that is starting in the National Football League is Dave Craig. You saw him applauding a little earlier. That was for the announcement that Jim Zorn was in at quarterback. Good close relationship between both quarterbacks. Obviously, it's been a lot easier for Craig than it has for Jim Zorn.
2nd down and 9, ball at the 21-yard line. Zach Dixon. He'll lose a couple of yards to the 19. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Rulon Jones with the tackle. And we're moving on the 4-minute mark. Time remaining. Seattle, they've got it. 31-7.
Jimmy Zorn really doesn't feel as though he's going to be back with his ball club next year.
Gregory Johnson just saying hello to everybody. Wishing them a Merry Christmas. He had that last interception. Go ahead.
Been some talk of Warren Moon may be coming in. David Craig being the quarterback. Jim really questions what his future might be in Seattle.
Zach Dixon. Gain of 5 to the 24. So it'll be 4th down and 6.
You know, as we look at Chuck Knox, Denver coming in here, Charlie, they got blown out last week at Kansas City. I don't think they really had a good feeling coming in here. They have not won the last 3 times they've played in the Kingdome. For the last 2 years, they have not won on artificial turf. They did win 2 games this year, but previous to that, the 2 years, they did not win on artificial turf. They are not a good artificial turf team.
And they haven't been that strong on the road recently. Their last road win was October the 9th, and they lost, I think, 4 in a row. They did lose 4 in a row. Good kick by Jeff West. Thomas from the 29-yard line. Excellent coverage by the Seahawks. The picture shows why they are #1 in the NFL in kickoff coverage and punt coverage. Coming up next weekend, the divisional playoffs. It'll be the Seahawks against the champions of the East, the Miami Dolphins at the Orange Bowl. The Steelers, everybody's forgot about the Steelers. They really have. It's all been home field advantage. Hey, the Steelers and the Raiders, that'll be another good one in LA. Check your local listing, games and times in your area. Next week, Seattle at Miami. Chance to look at 2 outstanding rookies. Kurt Warner for the Seahawks, Dan Marino for the Dolphins.
AFC Rookie of the Year? Which one?
What about co-rookies of the year? They're both so good.
And they both meant a lot to their ball clubs.
Yes, they did. Denver from their own 30-yard line. Elway rolling right. Throwing, it is pulled down by Sampson. First down, John Harris with a tackle, gain of 19 yards from the 30 to the 49.
One of the things Elway can do with his mobility, most young quarterbacks can do this, scramble around. It gives the wide receivers downfield more time to get open.
Hurry up offense. You can see the time moving on the 2-minute mark from the shotgun. He does have a good arm. That is an impressive throw to Jesse Miles. And interesting, he throws more to Sampson and like to Miles. They are rookies. He's worked with them a lot.
Well,
and there's that, we're all in this together, I think.
Well, you go into training camp, you're a lowly rookie. All your rookies kind of hang out together. You go on the field, you say, let's throw some passes. All the rookies come together and work together. You get to know them a little bit better.
2-minute warning, and it's time for another of those fantastic finishes. Number 53, Randy Gradishar, retiring. This is his last playoff game. He will be in the Pro Bowl for the 7th time in his 10-year career. Outstanding young man. He's had a great career.
Great man on the field, great player
and
off
he's healthy.
the field.
He's healthy. He's leaving us healthy.
And he wants to retire healthy.
Yep. 41-yard line, first down. Elway, pressure, stepping out of it, being chased, gets a block now, has all the time in the world, but everybody's covered. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. Sam Clancy with his second tackle of the season. He got one earlier, and that was his sack. Tough yard. Oh, yes. Gary Moore, Brian Flagel helping in the booth. Our spotters, Gary Culver, Frank Matthew. We want to thank them. Hurry up offense. Jesse Miles. 36-yard line, gain of 5.
We start thinking about the game next week between the Seahawks and the Dolphins. We talk about the home field advantage and how Denver hasn't won here. Chuck Knox going against the Dolphins in the Orange Bowl. There was a while there where the Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills 20 times in a row. Obviously, Knox was not with them that entire time, but Chuck never beat the Dolphins in the Orange Bowl.
But they are Miami bound. The playoffs continue for the Seahawks. The Broncos, well, they'll be home for Christmas. And tomorrow, why not spend your Christmas day with NBC at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, NBC Sports World. We'll begin the day with the World Cup Four-Man Bobsled Championship, plus the Hawaiian Invitational Skydiving Championship and the world's greatest basketball magician, Meadowlark Lemon and his Buccateers. And then we'll have college basketball live from Honolulu. The Houston Cougars against the Louisville Cardinals. That's tomorrow, Christmas Day on NBC. And the wave is off and rolling again. It is excitement personified in the Kingdom.
First time in the playoffs after 8 years. The players are excited, the young players. Chuck Knox brought in some veterans, some old veterans. Charlie Young, you've got the list.
Reggie McKenzie, Cullen Bryant, Harold Jackson, and Blair Bush.
A great job bringing them in to add some years to this team, this young team, to give them a little stability. If there's any problems in the locker room, these men have been there before. They all have good practice habits. They can come out and say, this is the way it's supposed to be done. The coach is asking us to do it. We've been with other teams, other championships. This is the way you have to do it to win. He did the same thing at Buffalo.
Yes, he did.
Filipiano, he brought in Isaiah Robertson, Bill Simpson, Ron Jesse. Same formula.
1 minute and 6 seconds left. Down and 4 from the 35 of the Seahawks. Elway, throw. It's there. Zach Thomas. And a flag goes down. That was a little extra nudge on the sideline, and no need for it. Gain of 19 yards. Kenny Easley discussing the call with the officials. So today, for the Seattle Seahawks, they have had the right stuff. Denver with an opportunity in the first half, interception and a fumble recovery cost them scoring opportunities. Seattle all year long been opportunistic, resourceful, capitalizing on the turnovers, and they did it again.
It's been a very typical Seattle win, and I say that thinking of Chuck Knox. Conservative, but yet strong ground game as we get the call.
This for Spearing, number 45 on the defense. First down.
Spearing, of course, is coming in and hitting with the top of your helmet.
Chuck Knox likes a strong ground game, mix in the pass, don't make any mistakes, and create mistakes for the other team by having an aggressive type defense. He has done that. They are second in the National Football League in causing turnovers.
Elway throws, pass is complete to Miles. Clock moving, 50 seconds and counting. Kenny Easley with the tackle. It's been a long afternoon for Dan Reeves, the head coach of the Denver Broncos. In his first playoff game, he came in with a good game plan. But like Custer, he also had a plan.
I think
we want to thank Michael and Ted and Peter as the names roll by. Ted, also our director. John J. Flip, we call him, Bucky. And from all of us, there's so many people that are involved here in Seattle and in New York City. And it's Christmas Eve for you at home. We know that you've enjoyed the ball game. It's Christmas Eve and travel time still for an awful lot of people. But I get home around midnight, hopefully. You get home at, what, 5 or 6 in the morning if the planes are all flying and connections are working.
I'll ride with Santa Claus.
You will certainly will.
Maybe I'll see him up there with me.
Not a bad companion to be flying with tonight. But from all of these people, it's been a great season. And in their behalf, we would like to wish you the happiest of all holiday seasons. 49 seconds left to go in the wild card game. Boy, that is true. You could wrap the Kingdome and put a big bow right on the top, and it couldn't be a nicer present for the Seattle Seahawks or for the Great Northwest. Disappointing day for the Denver Broncos. Elway. Incomplete. Going to Steve Watson. "45 seconds left in the wild card."
Charlie, as I said earlier, it's very reminiscent for me to be here and see this town come alive. An expansion team, 8th year, the excitement of the players and the fans. It has really unified this town in a similar way that it did Miami 15 years ago or whatever it was in the early 70s. The town got behind the Dolphins. They went on to some championship years. The same thing could happen to the Seahawks.
So it'll be the Great Northwest against the state of Florida next week in that playoff. The Steelers and the Raiders in the other. Next weekend on NBC. Loops this one a strike. Jesse Miles, intended receiver. Kenny Easley was there. 41 seconds left in the ball game. It will be 4th down. Tom Glassy comes in. Messenger service. What might be the last offensive play of the season for the Broncos. But don't forget a touchdown onside kick.
Maybe another one.
Maybe another one. That's right. It's the season for the Seahawks. Speaking of Seahawks, one joined you at breakfast outside of your window today.
As a matter of fact, it did.
And Bob shared a little waffle with it. Right? Will Hyde. He fumbles the ball through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. If it's ruled a fumble, Seattle will have the ball at the 20. If it's down, the Seahawks will have it at the 1. Greg Gage made the tackle. They're going to mark the play dead at the 1. Seahawks take over on downs. Tonight on NBC, Arnold and his family get ripped off by Santa on different strokes. And on Silver Spoons, Ricky learns the true meaning of Christmas. Then on Manimal, Jonathan Chase has only 24 hours to solve a vicious murder. The action continues as a mysterious cowboy finds himself in the middle of a battle for the Yellow Rose. That's all tonight on NBC. Now all the Seahawks need to do is run 36 seconds off of the clock. Zorn, the quarterback, he'll just fall on the football. He'll lean into the line because he doesn't have that much room. But it has been a good season for the Denver Broncos. It has been a great season for the Seattle Seahawks. They have been up and down, played well last week against New England. They played well again today.
They both have 9-7 records, Charlie, but I think the key is that Denver, when they hit the playoffs, were on an emotional low. They were on a downstroke, and the Seahawks were on the incline. They were on a rise. They were playing well, and the momentum is carrying them into the playoffs even further.
The two head coaches, Chuck Knox and Dan Reed. Double class in those two men. Final once again, 31-7. Seattle wins. We'll be back. Score, Seattle 31 and Denver 7. The Broncos returning home for Christmas. Seattle, their hopes remain alive. For Bob Greasy, I'm Charlie Jones. Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year.
Put some weight on that injured leg. Here is the offense for the Seahawks. The blockers up front are Essing, Bailey, Blair Bush, Pratt, and Kreider, the ex-Patriot. Daryl Turner, the rookie from Michigan State, and Steve Largent, who has averaged 60 catches a year in his 9 seasons. One of the great ones are the wide receivers, veteran Charlie Young at tight end. Dave Craig on his way to the Pro Bowl. The free agent from Milton College, Eric Lane, and David Hughes, the running backs. First down from the 41.
Turner. And no flag. That is the same play that Chuck Knox called to open the game that you saw earlier that clicked in Denver for an 80-yard touchdown.
Going right after the far corner, that's Louis Wright, who's moved over to try and cover the speedster Turner, and there's bumping right here. I believe that they felt that that ball could not have been caught by Turner, and therefore there was no flag. There definitely was a bump before that ball arrived.
We'll check that Denver defense after this play. 2nd and 10. Turner right, Largent left. He had a field day in Denver, career high 12 catches. Did Largent. Eric Lane. A couple yards at best, and the flag is down where you would suspect holding. Rulon Jones, 75, made the play defensively for Denver. It is holding against Seattle. Let's check the defense for these Denver Broncos, who are the second stingiest team in the NFL, second to the 49ers in giving up points. Jones, Carter, and Chavis, the front three. Tom Jackson, a big play veteran. Busick, the leading tackler. Dennison and Ryan are the linebackers.
3rd down.
Harden and Wright at the corners, and Foley and Smith at safety.
Couple of matchups that we'll be keeping our eyes on here. Jones, the best pass rusher, against Essing. And in the center of that line, an excellent mashup. Bush against Carter. Bush, of course, a fine center, good blocker.
Declining the penalty, Denver. It is 3rd down and 8. Shotgun Craig. There's Largent, incomplete, covered by Louis Wright. So Seattle, unable to pick up a first down, will have to punt the ball.
On the pregame show, Ahmad Rashad did a good job of profiling Largent. You saw right there, Craig loves to go to him. We should have drawn a big circle around him on our roster because he is the man. And the Broncos very, very confident that they can do a better job on him. They better than they did in the first game when he caught 12 passes.
Jeff West, not a good average, 37-6, but he's tough to return. He kicks the ball very high, and there's Will Height at the other end. 10 men on the line for Denver.
Short.
Very short. Will Height racing up and makes the fair catch on the slide at the 25.